All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakar. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And as you can see, let's get out of NATO, man. All right. Tens of thousands of people in Paris today calling for France to leave NATO. And when you get in, this is, part of biblical prophecy, because you already know they're going to hate the whore. They're going to turn against this boy. Turn against, America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, man. All right. This is a part of it. All right. Let me play this video.
Talk about Germany's neighbor, France. It's in the grip of an energy crisis. Most European countries are right now, but the situation in France is especially complex. Oil refineries are out of stock, petrol pumps are running dry, and the people are getting restless. Have a look at the images on your screen. They are from the capital city, Paris. It is engulfed by a sea of cars. Wherever you see, there are long queues of motorists waiting to get their tanks refilled. Reports say in recent weeks, a total of 100,000 motorists have reported running out of oil. They filed complaints on an online portal which tracks petrol stations. Let's listen to some voices.
Honestly, today the French people want to pay for fuel. Look there. They want to pay. It's not that they don't want to. They want to pay. They're not even given the choice to pay because a shortage was created.
I'm at a point where I just need to
find. You see in Europe, they paying the price. All right, all because basically what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. When America put them sanctions on Russia, it had an effect that was going to be felt on Europe. Because they relied on Russia heavily for their gas and things of that nature. So it was just a protest, I believe, in Germany about the same thing about a month or so ago, if I'm not mistaken. It was something in Czech Republic, So it's things going over there in Europe where. They basically want out, man, and it's gonna get worse and worse till they be shooting nukes on Babylon. All right.
gas, that's all. And as for the price, we don't have a choice. If the price is not good for me, I can't go elsewhere, or I would go looking for ours.
It's a sad state of affairs. More so for the fact that it's happening in a developed country like France. What explains it? An easy answer would be the war in Ukraine, Russia's chokehold on the gas supplies to Europe. It has indeed lowered France's gas reserves. But there is another factor which has made this crisis even worse. And that's a strike by France's largest trade unions, the General Confederation of Labour, CGT. It has staged a walkout. Most of the workers happen to be from Total Energies and ExxonMobil, two of the country's biggest petroleum companies. How many of them are there? More than 40,000. How long have they been protesting for? For over 2 weeks. And why exactly are they protesting? Because they want a 10% pay hike. How long do they plan to be on strike? Until their demands are met.
See, like with the inflation, things keep going up. You got the rising gas costs, you got food, things of that nature. But your wages still stay the same. So basically you making less. All right. Because I went in the store the other day and I remember Apostle Tahar talking about it's going to go from inflation to super inflation. All right. And what's so crazy is I seen it was a pack of chicken that I normally, before all of this started, that same pack of chicken, it was probably like, because you get a couple of like little, They're not tenderloins, but they're like, you know, when you take the chicken breast and chop it into lean pieces, and they throw a couple in a pack, and you could get that pack, say a year or two ago or whatever, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe you can get it for like $3 and some change. All right, you know, it goes up, cost of living goes up, you know, but it didn't go up that much before the inflation hit. Now, during the inflation, when it hit, that same pack of chicken was like $5 to $6. I went in there the other day, it was $11.50. I'm like, damn. Like, it just jumped that same pack that I got for $3.50. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe like 4 and some change. Maybe like 5 and some change. Then it went up to, it shot up. I had just bought the pack, you know what I'm saying, some days ago, and it was like at 5 and some change. I went in there the other day, it was at $11.55. And immediately I thought about when Apostle Tahar said, you know, you're going to walk in the store and it's going to go from inflation to super inflation. Well, I don't believe super inflation happened yet, but on that pack of chicken that I wanted to get, it was most definitely super inflated, man. Because $11 for that, I was like, nah. Because it was another pack of chicken. You know, you can get way more, and it was cheaper than that. So I was just wondering, like, why is these packs of chicken $11.55, $11.50, $11.29, you know? And I got them just days prior for 5 and some change.
These protests have triggered a gas shortage, and reports say France's total refinery output has reduced by 60%, and this explains the long queues in Paris. What's worse, that's not the only outcome of this strike. It has also led to protests to make France leave the European Union. Look at the images on your screen. They are from Paris. On Sunday, thousands of protesters gathered in the city to call for an end to France's membership in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Sortons vite de l'OTAN! Sortons vite de l'OTAN!
That's the point I wanted to get right there. See? Now, we all know when you go to, let's see. You know what? I just hit it in Revelation 17. All right. When you go to Revelation 17:3, it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon the scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And now you know that woman is representing America. All right. And that beast with the 7 heads and 10 horns, that's going into NATO and the EU. All right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and we already know that, you know, France is a part of those 7 heads and those 10 horns. Now, when you jump down to the 16th verse, it says, Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns, okay, which thou sawest. Wait, Slakia, hold on for 1 second. All right, so those 10 horns, all right, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, right? So those 10 horns, okay, which is going into the EU, okay, it's like they're going to turn, all right? NATO and the 7 heads and the 10 whores, basically. And they're going to burn her with the fire. Well, what fire? Them nuclear missiles, man. That's biblical prophecy. And see, you see it stirring up. You know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua stirring it up. All right, slowly but surely. I mean, it's really going fast. All right, because though it tarry, wait for it, because it won't tarry. Roughly paraphrasing. You see, but that's this is biblical prophecy. I just wanted to throw it out here. But matter of fact, before I close out, let me get one more scripture. All right. Because I seen it and I instantly thought about, Revelation 17 and 16. Now, when you go to Obadiah, it says, verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right. See, Esau, you're going to have Egyptian versus Egyptian. All right. So at the latter end, man, when World War III pop off, Russia and, BRICS nations ain't going to be the only one shooting nukes at Babylon the Great. All right. Because again, in Revelation 17 and 16, what did it say? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Now, whore is what? America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. All right? That's the whore. See? And shall make her desolate and naked. And we already know what's going to happen. America will never be inhabited again once it's destroyed. All right? Nothing but desert. The desert creatures, the owls and the cormorant and the bittern and, things of that nature will, inhabit here. All right. This is going to be an example of where not to go. And an example, I always joke about it. Like, we going to point to in the kingdom, we going to tell our kids, look, that's what happened when Esau ruled. That's the end when the so-called white man ruled things. This is what happened. You see? So I just wanted to bring this out. Lord willing, it was edifying. To the next lesson, Shalom.